Okay, hello. We are live. This is Black Cat Tarot, and I am joined by. Now, I want to say your name right. It's Noi Noyaka
Nioaka.
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 I knew I wouldn't get it right, and I'm sorry.
Yes, Nioaka.
I got it's
That is
like
okay. You
Nye.
are not the only one.
I just got to
It's
spell it the
Nye.
way.
I don't know why my parents they really messed it up. If it were spelled a little bit different, I think it would be easier for people to pronounce it. But it's Nioaka, yeah.
It's a beautiful name, though. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Is it ethnic? Is it an ethnic background name?
Um, I we were always under the belief that my dad was half Native American. But thanks to the DNA testing that is now readily available, we are finding out a little bit different. So I think that was kind of in their mind when they named me. He was definitely something. He was something, and I don't know what that something is quite yet. But I do have a DNA test coming out to me. My boys bought it for me for Mother's Day. They know that I've always struggled my entire life of trying to know my identity and my cultural background. And so my oldest son, who's 25, he actually bought himself a DNA kit a few months ago, and came back and there's no Native American in him. But he has a percentage of percent
Ooh,
from
freezing up a little bit.
so I need to see what I what I am.
I
I'm sorry, you
see.
went out.
Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
buffering a little bit, but that's all right. It's all right. We'll just
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
do what we need to
Okay.
do. Yeah,
Okay.
that's very interesting, and I'm also interested in
Yeah.
my genetics as well. So I have one more test
Mm-hmm.
yet to do just to see, but as it's not surprising, we have Eastern European, Latvian, but
Mm-hmm.
it covered a
Okay.
very large area. I mean, my grandmother was
It
from
does.
Latvia,
It does.
but
Okay.
it
Okay.
went all the way down into Romania. So it's like I'd really like to know a little bit more
Yeah.
refined. So I'm going to be doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I
So I'm
just
really curious to see.
that okay,
Oh,
yeah,
did I
and we're going.
freeze? Did I freeze
Yes,
again?
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. She's having to use her phone because we've had some technical difficulties, but don't worry, we'll get them all ironed out at some point. Um, so just bear with us, folks. She is using her phone. Uh, she also makes really, really candles that are great, and I have completely burned up and used both candles that I ordered from you, and they are some of the best candles I've ever bought. And I know because I make candles myself, not as well as you,
Thank you.
but enough to know that that they are very hard
Okay. Okay.
initially to do.
Yeah. I didn't know that you made candles. That's so interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
it's been
But
a while.
if I can stop freezing for a minute. It's not as easy as people think. I think when I went into making candles, I thought it was just a matter of melting down wax. I didn't even know that there were a variety of waxes to choose from. I didn't know that there were specific waxes for candles, specific waxes for wax melts. I had no idea. So when I went into this a couple of years ago, I actually just thought, okay, I'm melting wax. I'm adding essential oils. I didn't even have the concept of fragrance oils in my mind that were specifically for candles. And so it was a learning process. It's always a learning process. I'm still not happy with exactly everything that I use, my wicks, even the wax. It's very expensive. it's definitely something that you have to enjoy doing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to enjoy doing it. And I really do enjoy making candles and wax. And so that just is something that I love doing. But it's very, very expensive. It's very challenging to try to find the right materials. But yeah, I enjoy it. And so it actually turned out a bit than I had hoped. I'm still working on the candles as far as getting a hot throw that I really, really am happy with, but I'm 110% happy with the wax melts. So yeah, so that's where we are. It started out as a joke, really. To be honest with you.
And hello to
I
everyone
loved
here.
candles and wax melts. I always had something burning in that. One day I said, you know what? Yeah, how do I get the chat? How do I see the chat? Do I just click on the chat?
Okay. Okay. Can you look up to your right and you'll see to the very right side, there's comments. There's, it should say comments right up.
All my stuff is on the bottom of my screen. So I have a chat button. So I'm thinking maybe if I press that chat button, I don't want to like disconnect myself, but
no, it wouldn't.
Maybe if I
but
press
okay,
that
if you
chat,
go
it
up, it should go, you have to go up to like, can you see the settings button over to the right? Okay, you've lost your picture. All right. It's just the comments. Okay, we'll get her back. Anyhow, she makes wonderful comments, you guys. And I want to say hello to all of you who are here. She is having to use her phone, and this is one of her first times live streaming, so she's getting used to it. So we'll get her back, don't worry. And she makes really, really good. There she is. But we need a camera connection. All right. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we have you sound-wise, we just don't have you.
all right.
I can hear you. You just need to.
Okay, you can hear me.
I can hear you, but I cannot see a picture. So you need to look down at the lower, right beneath there. Yeah, and there should be. There you are. Here we go. Let me add you. Add to stream. All right, and I'm going to add it back. And this I will remove. Wait a minute.
All right.
All right, let's see if I've got this now. This one. No, I don't want to do that. How do I? Oh, there we go. Ha-ha. All right. I'm so glad. All right. Now you comfortable?
You go. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We'll try and do our best. So, hello everyone. And as she was going on, she's got. Oh.
Because that's what I'm trying to see.
Can you see the chat, the comments button up to the left? Like where it should say like it should say like well, let's see. You just go over to the very left of your screen.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
Okay. Let me see.
At the top, all of my stuff is on the bottom.
Okay.
But if there's a question, maybe you can just let me know. There's a question.
Sure. And you might just want to also, like, you can look at your settings. I don't know if you can see that. If you can't see anything like that, don't worry about it, because we can definitely do that. Oh, we lost her. Anyway, yeah, it's the phone. She was having issues with getting a picture up um, with her regular computer. But let me just tell you, she's really a great one at mediumistic type skills. She makes wonderful candles. Do check her out. I will be putting her link in the description box and having her on another time if this doesn't work out. But I'm going to keep trying because, you know, I want to make that work. And I thank you guys for being patient as we do this. She's great and she's a really good reader. And it has been wonky. I mean, YouTube has been especially wonky. Like I can play one video, you guys. Like I'll play a video, and then it says cannot play another whatever because something about being, you know, using YouTube in the same location. I don't know. Is weird. It's like what? No, I'm not. I've got like one tab open. So I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I'll just keep going and I'll have a little chat. And regardless, I'll read questions and I'll just hold out for her to get up her setup. Um, it's a hard learning curve initially, a little bit too, when you're just learning how to do all this, and she is. And I still, you know, get get my mistakes where I don't get sound. Sometimes it's your equipment starting to go, or you know, you just never know. But I thank you guys for being so patient. And what we had wanted to talk about was some esoteric talk. And like I said, aha, I got her.
Volume on this one here.
All right, we got you.
Working?
I can hear you, and I can see
Okay,
you.
can you hear me now? Okay. All right. So I'm
Yes.
using the computer now. So that's what took me so long to try to log back in.
That's what I figured, and I just said to them, now this should be no problem. Now,
Okay. All right. All right. So we're
All right.
good. We're good.
All right. Can you see up to the upper right of your
Yes.
and see the chat or comments?
I see the comments. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Click.
Okay. I've got it. Everything's good now.
Excellent day. It's easier.
Right. It's easier on the computer. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Good to go.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I just told them that
Yeah.
was
I agree. The internet has been wonky.
it has. I mean, like I've got taped like about an hour's video and it's all there, and then suddenly, and I haven't done anything
Yep.
crazy in editing, and then I'll get like a patch where I've lost sound.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been acting up on all of my apps. I have a lot of crashing that's been going on. So I don't know what's going on with that. It seems to be kind of across the board with everyone.
Yes. And it's not just because like I haven't kept it maintenance, you know, or something.
Right. I'm over here trying to do updates and thinking
You're going,
it doesn't.
I hear you. So we will be putting, I will be making sure that I include in the description box of this live after it, the connections, the
Awesome.
You know, to her Etsy shop, and again,
Thank
of
you,
course,
thank
to her
you.
channel. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi guys. I see people saying hi. Hi Nioaka. Hello everyone.
And hello, finally at last. Thank you for bearing with us.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Right, and even Ron says, you know, I go through the same thing. He does. We do. We all do. It's like, oh, hey, wait a minute. Now something's happening. Now something's
Right. So now I know if I do this again, I will be using the computer only.
Yeah, laptop or computer's fine.
Yeah. All right. Good to go.
All right. So what we were wanting to talk about, like what led you, has this been something that's been going on all your life, like with a lot of this, or how'd you come around to?
Um, no, not really. It's pretty recent, but I've always been interested in the medical or metaphysical world. I've always been that person to sit down and watch every episode of, psychic medium detectives or psychic detectives. I've always been involved in that stuff and interested. I always did have a tarot deck that I
Huh.
owned. And it literally stayed on a shelf in my bedroom and it was collecting dust over the years. And I would go open it once in a while and try to do a reading for myself. And I was literally one of those people where I would go to the book and I would try to get the definition and try to put the message together. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that I finally said, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to learn how to read tarot. And I literally took about 2 years, and I mean
Yeah.
intense years, to memorize. I was signing up for online courses. I've taken several online courses in tarot, how to read tarot. But one thing important I think that people need to realize about tarot reading is that we all have a gift of intuition. We
Yes.
all have a gift of intuition. How many times has someone said, you know what? I knew I shouldn't have done that. I knew it when that thing happened that I shouldn't have done it. And I didn't listen to my gut and I went ahead and did it. And next time I'm going to know better. So that tells me that you're acknowledging that you have that intuition in you. And we all do. And one of the biggest, scariest things with tarot is that you have to trust your instincts. You have to
Oh,
trust what that card is making you feel like, what it's making you think of, and that is what you go with. And not always is it going to coincide with the book definition of that card. And that is I think the scariest thing about tarot is that you're afraid to be wrong,
yeah.
afraid to say something that isn't resonating with the querent. You just don't want to you don't want to be wrong. But one thing I've noticed is, well, anyway, so to go back to the story is that I really focused on it. And so it's only been a couple of years since I've been reading. And one thing about tarot is that you're always learning. You're always learning.
Yes.
I don't care how long, if you've been reading tarot for 40 years, you're always learning. There's something new to learn. I would never call anybody an expert at tarot because it is something that you're always trying to read up on and trying to refresh, and you're always learning new things. Um,
It's
a quick
true.
story. A quick story. I always like to. I like to have card associations,
Hmm.
and so
I do too.
yes, there's something about almost every card that I have that it reminds me of something. It reminds me of someone, it reminds me of an incident, it reminds me of a person, a place, whatever the case may be. And so once I have that association, that is what that card means to me from then on. I have in my steampunk deck, if anybody's familiar with the steampunk deck, there's the Queen of Swords. And I was reading for my oldest son, who's 25, his girlfriend. She came over one night, and I'm pulling the cards for her, and she's seen that Queen of Swords, and she's standing in front of a bunch of books, which of course we know is because this is an intellectual person, right? Um, but she said librarian. She said, oh my god, that's a librarian. That reminds me of a librarian. And so now whenever I use that deck and I pull that, I see that Queen of Swords, I think, you know traits of a librarian. But that's the association that I have made with that card. So you anybody, I always say anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. You just have to have faith in
Yes.
yourself, trust in yourself. It's okay to be wrong. You're not going to resonate with everything and everyone, but it is, to me, a skill, and it's something that everyone can learn.
Yes, I totally agree. And I think it's something that everybody really should learn because I think it really helps you go through experiences with more objectivity than you would
Right.
have.
Right.
And I'm not kidding you, it has changed the way I handle my response to others in difficult
Right.
situations.
Right. Right.
And especially when feelings are so running so high. Um, it's, I've been yes, I just put up hers too. I started reading when I was 18. My mom always had a deck of the cards,
Yeah.
and she was much like you, just kind of a natural, and she would just
Well,
occasionally, no, you're a natural, you're a natural. God damn it.
well, thank you. Thank you. And just to Craig Dixon, is it true with more experience you get better at it? Absolutely, because you get more
Yes.
confident in yourself. You start
Huge.
trusting yourself. You start trusting those instincts.
And you
And that
see it.
becomes more natural over time. Absolutely.
Yes. And it is true,
Yeah.
because I was just trying to get see to the here with me and my glasses. Yeah, it's true. It's just like with anything. And you see what you'll see with hands-on, and it's a hands-on experience. What
Hmm.
you'll see is confirmation, and then you'll start to see and know with the feelings and the
Right.
associations, as she
Right.
said,
Right.
and so it goes faster to you.
Yes, right, right. Um, that is it's very interesting because I do want to mention when I'm doing tarot readings. Now, if I'm just doing a reading for myself about something at home, oftentimes I will pull the cards and I'll lay them in front of me and I'll just sit. I'll just sit and look at them for a while. And then I'll start to go through them and put the pieces together. But one of the things that I've noticed that has helped me quite a bit in the tarot readings on YouTube is talking through the cards. Talking through the cards, explaining the definitions of each, because as I'm talking it through and I'm going through the book definitions and my interpretations, that actually helps me start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And
Mhm.
oftentimes, I typically don't necessarily read from left to right. I don't really have a tarot spread that I use per se. I just kind of pull them out.
You're
Um,
like me.
yeah, it's very, I see some people
Free.
do tarot readings and they've got one card up here and this one down here. And I don't do anything fancy like that. I just lay it out. Sometimes I read from left to right. Sometimes I jump around based on what's going on. It's just what I feel where we're going with the story. But verbalizing what's going on, I can go through all the
Yes.
cards. Then I start saying, okay, now I see why this one over here is happening. It's because of this thing over here. And we got to deal with this down here. Uh,
It totally
that's
helps you
what works
to,
for me.
yeah, it helps me to process mentally,
Yes.
intuitively. It
Yes.
helps me like switch on all the
Right.
buttons and
Right. Right.
and get in the groove of all the flow of that energy,
Right, right.
because
Because
it's a lot.
when we have problems, oftentimes talking it out and talking through it with ourselves or with someone else, that is actually what helps us kind of overcome that obstacle or deal with that problem, and you come up with a solution. So it's like I'm almost having a conversation with myself,
Yes.
and I'm just kind of like talking it through. And I was worried about that in the beginning when I first started my YouTube channel, because I thought I was going to bore everyone by going through each card. But I found that people are like, I really love the way you talk about each card. That has actually helped me to learn the tarot card meanings better. So I just go with it. That's what I do. That's my method in reading. So I apologize to anybody who has to listen to that definition a million times over again. But that's just how I
No.
read.
That's really, in my opinion, for many people, the best way to truly hands-on get to know what those cards mean, and you will get to
Yeah.
understand the associations much more quickly. It's how
Yeah.
I read too. I cannot help but kind of go into a little bit of teaching mode, because I'm teaching
Right.
myself.
Right.
I'm teaching
Right.
myself.
Right. I swear I'm not doing it necessarily for the viewers. I'm literally talking it through for me, for myself, so I can put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Because we are
Yeah.
going with nothing, folks. We
Right.
are got
Right.
a blank, and we're saying,
Right.
okay, these are the symbols. Make a
Yes.
story. What makes
Yes.
sense?
And I always tell someone who I'm reading for, especially if it's a private reading, I have people that will be very, very vague intentionally to test me.
Yes.
And they're honest about it. They're like, I don't want to mess you up. I don't want to give you any details. And I'm like, oh, you know, but they just are like, whatever the cards say, tell me what it is. I've got something on my mind, but I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to figure it out. And so, but one of the things that I always tell them when I'm doing a private reading is pay attention to the cards that I pull. I put them up to the screen so that they can focus on it. They can see everything in that card. And I tell them, whatever you are resonating with that card is a message for you. I may not get that message. I may not understand what it is about that card that is, you know, grabbing your attention, but you do. And it is okay to read along with me, because I'm not going to be able to interpret everything. Again, with this, I can't remember what deck it was. I had a reading recently, a private reading, and I didn't know this at the time, but it was about a sister that had passed away, and she was a horse lover.
Oh,
and I remembered pulling, I can't remember the card it was, but she was writing in this deck. It was like just a creature. I don't know what it was. It was just a creature that she was writing on. And when I spoke to that person after the reading, she said, you know what? One of the questions that I had in my mind was my sister with her horse that had passed away previously before her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, when I seen that person riding that creature, I knew that was a message from my sister that she is, yes, with that horse. And I said, that is absolutely correct. I didn't know about the horse. But she was watching the cards as well, and there was something that resonated with her as well. So, it's an amazing thing, really.
I agree, and that's what you want. It's really, I understand people want to test and make sure that they're not being taken in, but they also have to watch doing that to where the point that becomes a bit rude.
Right.
You know?
Right. Because the only thing I ask for usually is a name, because I do like to say the name and think about the name while
I have to, yeah, and it has a vibration.
Right. And so I typically at least need that much. But you're right, because some of them do want to test you, and that's okay. I can understand that, but you know,
to a point.
Right, to a point.
Yeah. Because it's like, look, I'm not here to be your monkey. All right.
Right.
So
right.
those people, I careful to entertain, but if they are open, that's different.
And, you know, I do offer follow-ups. If I do a private reading for someone, I'll do the reading, and I always tell them afterward, if there's anything that you need help clarifying, or if there's something else that you want to follow up on, I am more than willing to help them. And just recently I had a private reading. A lot of times that is when they'll open up, and then it just floods in. And so I've had several people come to me afterwards and say, okay, you weren't necessarily right on this, but when you pulled this card, I knew that this was what this meant. And then they'll tell me the full story of what's going on and what they're seeking. And then I can actually pull a couple more cards, because I've done that before. I'll pull a couple more cards and help kind of clarify the situation. But yeah, it's just, it would be nice if we could get a little bit of basic information.
They have to understand that there's fishing, and then there is asking for some basics. For me, what I usually ask is, I ask for a name and an astrology sign, so that if I get the ace of, the Queen of Cups, I'll know that that's their sister or whatever.
Yeah.
But we have to have some framework, and part of the reading is that we would that the person is joining in the energy.
Yeah,
it makes it so much easier when they.
Correct. I agree. Yes. Quick question.
Yes.
Do you, and I've been asked this myself, and I'm just curious to ask another tarot reader. Do you allow people to touch your tarot decks?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay.
It's just a personal preference for me. It really, no, I don't. I find that I get, I don't even like my family touching it,
Okay.
but that's me.
I don't either, and that's why I was asking, because I didn't know if that was odd. I don't particularly care for them touching it, and no one does. No one has interest in my kids aren't into this. They're boys, so they could care less what I'm doing in here. They have no interest in looking at them. The only person that I have allowed to touch the tarot deck is my oldest son's girlfriend. And that is simply because she, whenever I'm doing a reading for her, she is so enthusiastic. She has
That's
reached
different.
over to look at a card, and I'm just like, oh.
I know.
But
There's that
usually,
moment of,
right,
whoa.
right. We're usually just sitting there, but I know her intentions are good, her
Yeah.
vibrations are good, and she's doing it purely because she's so fascinated with what I've just pulled, and she just wants to look at it and really kind of pay attention to the symbolism. And so I let that slide. But other than that, no one touches them.
That's same here. I mean, like that would be it, because like I know I can reset that energy.
Right.
But for people that, and most people haven't just like picked him up, and there's been a very rare occasion when they've done that, and I'm just like, yeah, no,
Right.
you don't touch my cards.
Right. Well, the good thing is that most of our readings, I can probably assume that you agree, are online. So,
yes.
So no one can touch our cards. They're just looking at it up at the screen. So that's good. I don't, besides coworkers and family and friends, I don't think I've really done many in-person readings. Everything's online. So
the only time I did a number of in-person readings was back in the 80s for an AIDS benefit.
Oh,
and
okay.
That was brutal because it was a long line of people that just went, and I
Oh.
was at it like a chair and a desk, and I will never do read like that again because
Oh.
I was so tired afterward,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was
Oh, I don't
just,
know how you did it.
I don't know either. It was kind of a blur, but
Oh, wow.
I'm glad I did it. It's just that I know it was a good thing to learn, because it's like that I learned I can't do,
Yeah.
know.
It is exhausting. It is draining. It can be draining.
It can be draining. Depends upon, definitely, just sometimes just the energy and with of the
Right.
people and what you're, and even you can be reading upon something really dark, but if you're reading with somebody that, like, I bet that if I read with you, we would be busy involved in that reading and not feel drained by it, despite the heavy reading it can be.
And especially when you're choosing a topic like true crime, that is very draining. Just quickly, I don't know, somebody was asking, Patty Palmer, I don't, if you're asking where I'm from Indiana. So I just wanted to answer that really quick.
I should have said that.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, I'm from Indiana, so I'm a Midwestern girl. But true crime is draining, and it's a lot of responsibility because we are pulling cards on someone's family member, on someone that is loved by people, and sometimes they're no longer here. They've crossed over. Sometimes they're unknown, if it's a Jane Doe or a John Doe or a missing persons case. That is heavy. That's a lot of responsibility. And whatever you're saying, you have to remember that a family member to this person could be watching. And so you have to be very careful on how you present information. And I don't want to be the one responsible for saying, this person I don't feel is no longer here. That's a hard one. That's a hard something to say. I don't care if it's been 40 years. It's a
Yeah.
very difficult thing to say. So we are reading on something that's truly challenging. It's not about what's going on at work or, you know, your boyfriend or whatever. This is about someone who is,
Yeah.
you know, no longer here.
Yeah, someone's loved one.
Right, right, right. So that is very draining. And I am kind of at the point where I do have a pendulum, by the way. And
Yeah.
um, I actually used a pendulum in a reading the other day because actually it was a lady I did a private tarot reading for. She actually emailed me a couple of days later and she's like, I need help finding a wallet. My daughter lost her wallet. It's got everything in it. Can you do a reading for me? And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I don't know if I can get specific. It's under the couch in the bedroom kind of information. And I said, but you know what? I have a pendulum. And I
mhm.
said, I can ask some yes or no questions. Is it at this house? Is it at that house? It was either at her house or the grandparents. And so I did ask yes or no questions. And I told her, I said, it's not at the grandparents, it's at your house. It's given me a yes to your house. And sure enough, she texted me about an hour later and she said, we found it. And so I do use the pendulum for those types of straight yes or no. So but yeah, so anyway, I was saying that I am kind of getting a little bit burnt out. I do feel myself getting a little bit drained. And one of these days, because usually what I do is I upload every week. I record on Saturdays and I do all the editing Saturday evening, and I add my photos or whatever it is that I'm going to do for my the video,
Right.
and then I upload it. And then by the time I do all that, it'll usually be uploaded about 2 o'clock in the morning. I do have a couple of followers that are there at 2 a.m. watching. I don't know what time it is wherever they're at. So maybe it's like a good time for them. I don't know. But that's usually how I do it. And I have not missed a week in probably several months. And so I am usually every week I'm there, and they know I'm there every week.
That's what it takes.
But I am drained and I do feel tired. And one of these days
Yes.
I keep saying that I am going to have to take a week off to just kind of rejuvenate myself
You
and
really have to.
yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm very careful about, like, this is very busy. Like tomorrow night I have a live, and then Sunday.
Yeah.
But I
It's a lot.
have to have, yeah, I have to have a day or two in between, preferably, because I do have to kind of decompress.
Yeah, you do. You
And
really do.
and I would advise that, from, definitely, to make sure that you take at least a couple days a week,
Yep.
to where you're not, and no matter how pulled you are, go outside, do something else, do something completely
Yes.
else,
Yes.
completely else.
Right.
I find I read better, you know, if I do that. And if I don't, thank you, Larissa. If I don't, I pay the price. And so that's
Hmm.
something I've learned as well. I have read
Hmm.
myself into burnout and to
Hmm.
illness. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely want to
Yeah.
caution, as you're saying, that if you feel that way,
You do get a little bit overwhelmed. And I don't want to come in or go into a reading rather to these people, these viewers, supporters, people who have become friends because they've followed me for so long. They deserve my best attitude, the best reading that I can give. And when you're tired and you're not, and because there have been a couple of times here recently, I have said out loud to, my husband and boys, I don't feel like doing this today. I'm
yeah.
tired. I don't feel like doing this. I'm not in the mood to read on this. And you don't ever want to get to that point. So I am going to need to recharge very soon, very soon.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
And that to me has, like, never been a question.
Yeah.
And I put a lot of time in, but it's where I'm doing that more now too. It's just
Yeah.
like, you'll be a much better reader for it,
You're
and
right.
there's
Right. Right.
there's
And
nothing that you're going to really miss in 2 days or so.
right. Right.
That's
And I think for the most part, I think the viewers, the viewers that really are those
Yeah,
good supporters, they completely understand.
They will always be there.
They understand. They are going to be there when you return. They want you to be in your best condition as well. So I think for the most part, it's okay. The community, when you have a set of followers, which thankfully I do have that set that has followed me from the beginning, and they
Yeah.
are with me every week. They are
Yes.
truly, truly, truly there to support me, and I really appreciate it. And they always understand. They always understand. So, and I've even gotten messages from people privately who will tell me, "You don't seem yourself this week." So they can tell, they can see it in me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and so, it's better that you take the time to recharge because, you know,
right, right.
there's no point in not doing that.
Right, right. I'm looking at Patty Palmer. I cannot
All
read on
right.
myself. I hate reading on myself.
I
I
know, right?
do not like reading on myself. Nobody wants to pull the tower on themselves, right? You don't want to pull the tower and then start thinking, "Oh my God, what's to come?"
Exactly. Yeah. Yet
um,
I do it. Yet I do it.
I
I
will. Very, very seldom will I read on myself. Very, very seldom. It's got to be something like a decision. Maybe if I'm
Yeah.
trying to, you know, think about what to do or on something, I might pull it just for some insight. But
The,
because change is scary, and that's what tarot is. It's change.
that's what let's see, when I read, it's mostly to do with, as you said, decision, because we're going to be moving. It's on something like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's usually not about me. If I think about it, it's usually
Yeah.
about other events
Right.
or
Right. 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 Right.
people.
Right. Yeah, I think that definitely if you're going to be reading on tarot, you have to be, or if you want a reading on yourself, and this goes for anybody who wants a reading, you have to be open to change. You have to be open to overcoming obstacles. There might be things that you don't, sometimes that Seven of Swords comes out, and I don't always look at it as a different person being deceptive or whatever. I think that sometimes that's us, and we're not being honest with ourselves. We're not being truthful with ourselves about something, and it's hard to, the one thing in life is that things are always changing. Things are always in motion, and it's never good to be too comfortable in one spot
Yeah.
because things don't always last forever. Things don't always stay the same forever. And so, it's scary even for a tarot reading to know that there are going to be things that happen in your life that you have no control over. And the best thing that you can do is just kind of deal with it at the moment and take what you get from that situation and move forward. But you have to be ready to hear that message. And,
Yeah.
and
That
sometimes myself, I'm not ready for that message. I don't want to deal with it. So I don't always read for myself. No.
and that's maybe, one thing that I have begun to say more, but should say, to people that are asking, make sure that this is something that you are prepared to
Right.
receive an answer
Right.
for, that you're
Right.
not, because there have been, a few times where people are like, but it's like,
Right.
well, you asked, and I'm
Right.
sorry. I
Right.
have
Right.
no, you know, I'm sorry if it's makes them a bit shook, but it's like,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
ask, what you're not
Don't
ready
ask
for.
if you're not ready to hear the answer. And that tower card, especially that tower card, I feel like is probably the one card I think in the deck that is hmm, that is probably the one I'm probably scared to pull the most, especially on myself. Um, Even though it's a growth card, it's a growth card. It's a growth card, it's a learning card, and it's something that I think needs to happen in your life. It needs to happen.
Yeah,
And you're, for whatever reason, not allowing it to happen. But the universe, source is saying this has to happen for you to grow and have something else happen later on down the road. So it's one of those cards that is truly, truly to me, for me, a very, very scary, a very serious card. I know in the long run it's going to be for the best, but I don't know what obstacles I have to overcome in the present uh, to get to that point later on. And so I totally agree with you. Do not ask unless you're willing to really hear what you have, because it's not always the easiest. It's not always the best information that's going to come out. But it's information that you need.
Yeah.
Information that you need.
You may not like hearing it, but
right.
And that for a lot of people, they will want you just to read until you give them what they want to hear. And
right.
That's also, with that, I would just tell somebody, I'm going to refund you because I'm not going to read like that.
Right. Sometimes people want change if they're stuck in a situation. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And
okay.
Chromatica's Rebel. Yeah.
And I pulled cards on myself today and ended up getting the Death Rebirth card. I like the Death card. I think it's a renewal. You know what? I have a deck. I can't remember what deck it is. I think it might be the Pagan Tarot deck. The Death card is not the traditional image that we're all used to with the man on the horse and whatnot, but it's a butterfly. And that, to me, really represents the true meaning of what the Death card is, a butterfly, the transitions of a butterfly and whatnot. So I actually like the Death card when someone has that, because I feel like it's good change that needs to happen. So, yeah, that's good. You've got some change. You've got some renewal coming.
Yeah. And
you're already in it.
It's good because I agree with her. It's something that is very natural. It is like your evolution,
right?
Almost like a rite of passage. It's really because that is a major arcana card.
Right.
It's very rite of passagey.
Right. I agree.
So I think it's something positive that's very meaningful.
Right. I agree too.
Not always without its bumps, though,
Right. Exactly.
Because I think with the Death card, you're having to let go of what has been familiar.
Right. Sometimes we need to let go to grow.
So, are you ready to do some readings on these?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. What you can now go ahead and we have Derek Chauvin is being sentenced tomorrow. I've read on him. He's going to get thrown completely from what I saw. I'll just give you. He's going to be made example of. Let me just put it that way. It's going to be seriously troublesome for him.
I agree.
And he is going to have, I think, also a very hard time in prison.
I think so. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. He's going to have to be another Chris Watts. He's going to have to be put into a protection prison.
I'm afraid so.
Someplace where he can't be harmed, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they won't even bother. Maybe they'll just leave him where he is. I don't know.
I just have a feeling like nobody's really, what I got in the reading for him was that nobody really gave a beep,
Yeah.
And so I just didn't see it being, he had really dark cards.
I've never pulled on him.
Yeah,
I've never pulled on him.
I did once. I really didn't like reading on him. The energy was so, it really was like palpable. Usually I can, I can read on crime stuff. I can hold my nose.
Right.
But that dude. But sure, let's take a look.
Well, you know what? We're talking about Derek Chauvin, and I just pulled the Ten of Cups, so I think that that's a good message. I think that that's going to be a conclusion that needs to happen. So I take the Ten of Cups as he will be dealt with justifiably.
I think you're right, because there's the spirit of the law and will be, I think, very much at hand in this case.
Yes. The ending that is meant to happen is going to happen, and I do think that he is going to have some consequences for what he did. So, I have no doubt.
I just got the Two of Pentacles and the Tower for him. So
Ah,
his life is really
it's
going
coming.
to
Yeah.
change.
And you know what, though? It's interesting that you pulled the tower because I think sometimes, depending on who it is and what kind of reading, yeah. So for him, I think that that is his world coming crashing in on him.
Mm.
That is, I take it very, very literal. Sometimes these cards I take very literal. His world as he knows it
It's going tits
is
up.
no longer, doesn't
Yep.
exist anymore. Yeah, I agree. So,
And
okay. Oh, okay. So Leslie, I'm off to work.
all
If we're
right,
being personal, can I ask about the health of my older baby? What happened to William Tyrell? Okay, the health of your older baby.
famous case.
Case here of a little boy. Suggestion for public. Okay, so those are like two questions. So she wants to know what's going on with her older baby.
Okay. All right.
In this case. All right.
Usually I say one per question, but
Okay.
we'll check and see here.
Okay. Maybe the older baby one, since that's a personal. Okay, so Leslie King.
Yeah.
What's going on with her older baby? Health of her older baby. The way she has baby in quotations makes me feel like we're actually reading on a 25-year-old boy. I feel like because I call my kids babies and they're like 25, so I don't think we're reading on a baby. I don't feel like we're reading on a baby here. We're reading on her baby. Okay, Leslie.
I think you might be right. I do too. They'll always be. Let's see.
Okay. So, again, I don't know the age of that baby, but I pulled the Princess of Cups. So if I can see this here, Princess of Cups. This is the Page of Cups. So this is a really good one. This kind of, again, cups are water, so water is feelings, emotions, all those good things, sometimes rough things, but this is something new. This is like something new in this person's life. So a new love for something. It doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't need to be a relationship. It can be a new love for something. This is definitely kind of showing interest in something. But we do have uh, the chariot reversed, and so I feel like there's something that they are wanting to achieve, but for some reason they feel stuck and they're not quite getting there. This is overcoming obstacles, and the fact that it's coming out reversed tells me that there's some sort of a blockage, that there's some reason why they're not. I feel like there might be something that your baby wants to do, but again, we're talking about health, so. We've also got, I pulled 3 cards, and we've also got the Six of Swords. So this is a good card. This is actually a
Yes.
card saying that this, whatever is a struggle, is going to be behind them. And so I do feel like health wise, there is this to me tells me that there's better times coming as far as health. Um, that they're dealing with something, but it is going to be something that is able to be dealt with, and they are going to get better. This to me is like the main card, the message for that reading, that it is going to improve whatever the health is. This is a sign that it is going to improve. And that might actually be what is causing them to not be able to move forward with whatever it is that they want to move forward. But I
Uh-huh.
actually feel like with these 3 together, the health may be causing your baby to not be able to do something that he or she wants to do, and it's holding them back. But I
Yep.
don't think it's going to hold them back forever.
Nope.
This tells me that we've got better days ahead,
Yes.
and it is going to be dealt with. And I do think that it's going to open up a whole new feeling of something. Okay, it's going to open up a whole new world. So I do actually think that the health is hindering your child currently, but it is going to improve.
And I got the same kind of cards you got. In fact, I also got the Six of Swords.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
and I got the Two of Pentacles.
Okay.
And before that, I got the Page of Cups and the Five of Wands. So I agree with
Oh,
you. There's
yeah.
something they're
Okay.
struggling with,
Yeah.
but they will eventually
They're
figure it
overcoming.
out, let it go, and go into a better, more calm
Yes.
phase.
Yes.
And
Calmer days are ahead. Calmer days
mhm,
are ahead.
like,
Excellent.
yeah,
I always feel like whenever you use different decks or you have multiple readers like that and we start seeing the same cards come through,
exactly.
that's the message.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
the message.
agree. So let's see. Where's the next question? Uh,
Oh, okay. Who said he was lovesick? Okay. That's somebody else.
okay, let me see. There we go. Okay, take care. All Chromatica's. Okay, Rebel. What? What? Oh, here we are. Athena. I found one. Wait. Oh, Ian. Okay, Ian before that. There we go. That's the correct one. All
My
right.
honest opinion, Chauvin will get between 15 to 18. Just quickly, Gathina, which deck do you have? Is it the hers or mine? You said that you have the same tarot deck. I'm curious because I don't know what deck are you using?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, this one is the Light Seer
Oh, the Light
Tarot.
Seers. Okay, yes. I have that one too. Okay, this one is called the Heaven and Earth, and I really love the
That's
images
gorgeous.
on, yeah, the very beautiful images. I like the Light Seers deck too. Okay, so Chauvin. How many years will Chauvin get? I don't like to be specific in years like that, but
I just see him in there for life.
life, I would say.
I don't see him coming out ever. Nope. He'll be lucky if he survives prison, honestly, in my opinion. Allegedly.
So for Chauvin, I just pulled the Nine of Swords. You can see that Nine of Swords reversed. So he definitely, if you look at this card upright, this is a guy who I think acknowledges. I think this is actually a good sign that he, at least in his mind, I think recognizes what he did. I think this is a good card for him to say, yeah, I know what I did and it bothers him. This actually kind of makes me feel like he could have a conscience. He might just have one. But it's going to be something that he deals with for a very, very long time to come. This is also that no sleep card. Everybody knows this is that 3 a.m. card, right? There's no sleep. You're not getting any sleep because thoughts are just keeping you up. And so he's going to be in there for a very long time because this is a high number. We're talking about 9, so we're talking about a pattern years. He is going to be in there for a very, very long time, and it's not going to be a pleasant stay. He's not going to be sleeping like he used to, put it that way. So he's got a lot of things that he's going to have to deal with mentally. That's a mental card.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I would venture to say life. Okay, I do have a 2-in-1 question. Will I be able to quit my job, and what will my next job be? Chromatica's Rebel. All right, Chromatica's Rebel. Oh. All right. So, will I be able to quit my job, and what will my next job be? So I pulled the Hanged Man. This kind of tells me that now might not be the right time. There might be something that you need to do first to make sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. Make sure that you have everything in order. You may want to quit, but again, this is that stagnation card. This is that pause, reflect, think about it. It's not the right time. Take a minute.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to quit eventually. I just feel like there's something that you need to deal with first. We've also got the Justice card, and it comes out reversed as well, if I can figure out how to hold it right. Um, this here tells me that there's something first that you need to work on. There's something that you need to deal with. I don't know. Again, let me pull another one here. I'm going to have to pull one. As of right now, I'm thinking not quite yet.
Yeah, I'm getting rather the same thing. Definitely about thinking things through a little bit more. And, I see that emotively you are so there, but with the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune, it looks to me like you need to be mindful of certain things before you, because there's a bigger gamble, I think, than you realize at somehow. So just with the Empress and the Ten of Wands, okay. Oh, don't do it yet, love.
Yeah.
No, this will make, I just feel like your well-being will go into hardship at that too. There's something that might be a little bit, well, in other words, it would really make your life on a very hard road.
Yeah, and I also pulled the High Priestess. So this actually kind of tells me that this is always one of those cards where I feel like deep down inside what you need to do. And you, I think, are asking for some validation because you kind of want to be told something and it's not quite what you want to be told. But this tells me that you also know exactly what it is that you need to do, and you might have an inclination that it isn't quite time yet.
Yeah, and it's not saying never. It's just saying this is crucial that you don't do it now.
Right.
Now.
Right. And that could include a whole host of things. That could be financial. When we quit jobs and we go to different jobs, sometimes our pay periods can be interrupted, and we're just not in a financial situation to take on that kind of a change. It could be just a matter of putting a little bit aside first, making sure everything is just kind of in order, in place for that to happen.
And what I get with that Fool is there could be also just a feeling that there's unforeseen things yet that could take place that really, that if you were to go and set out to do that, would make your path just overburdened. You got the Ten of Wands, so I can't.
Right. But you know what, though, with that Ten of Wands, it tells me that because we're talking about the end of a cycle, numerology and tarot is 1 to 10. So that means that she's kind of at the end of something. She's kind of, she's almost, to me, I take that as she's almost there. She's just a little bit longer for whatever reason, hold out. But like she said, it's not never going to happen. I think you're close. But there's something else yet that I think that you need to do and make sure that you have that done before you quit.
Yeah, that's Tyler, but I believe he identifies as he. Hi, Tyler.
Okay. Hi, Tyler.
Sorry. It's okay. I think that's all right. I hope that I agree with her.
I need to keep my finances in balance. Okay, so that might that might be the key. That might be trying to.
What I saw was that you got the Ten of Wands and the Empress, and so to me that means you will not have what you need, and you will be in a very horrible, miserable spot. Please don't do it.
Yeah, I say wait a little bit. Maybe get those finances in order first before you decide to make a big decision like that, because that is a big decision.
Yes.
So I should lease or buy a car, being a heart Libra.
Oh, you poor darling.
All right, Joanne, should she lease or buy a car? All right, here. Isn't the Justice a Libra? Isn't that a Libra card?
Yes. Ding ding. Oh, my.
Well, you know what? I think it's up to you, really, because I think that you can handle either one, because I've got this Queen of Swords. Okay, so you to me can handle buying a car if you want. I think it's going to come down to a personal decision, because this is someone who, again, this kind of makes me feel like, well, and then I've got that Knight. I've got the Knight of Swords. I've got the Knight of Swords. I've got the Queen of Swords. This is someone who knows what they want and they go after what they want. That's why I say I kind of feel like it's going to be up to you, in terms of what is going to work better financially. But I think that you're in a position, a very good position, to do either one. And I know that you're asking for assistance for trying to figure out that choice. We've got Justice, we've got the Queen of Swords, we've got the Knight of Swords, and I also have the King of Wands as well. So I pulled 4 cards for you. So look at that King of Wands. That is a fierce person. You've got fierce cards. You've got business cards. You've got take no shit cards is what you have. To me, that's why I kind of said in the beginning, I feel like you have the position and the ability and the know-how and the intelligence to go forth and do whatever it is that you want. So I would actually recommend whatever I think would benefit you more in the long run, financially, go with that route. But I think that either route that you go with, this to me, this Queen of Swords tells me that when you're sitting down and you're filing out the paperwork and you're doing all the financing and whatnot like that, you've got that. They're not going to be able to pull any shit on you when you're sitting down to sign your contract or anything like that. Definitely make sure that you are looking at the contract.
I get that, because I actually get the Devil and the 6 of Pentacles, and the way that it looks.
Okay.
Just
yeah.
Look at the fine print.
Yes, the contract. I get with that Justice. That Justice fits nice with those 2 cards. I feel like with that Justice, you're going to have to really, and that Queen of Swords tells me you're going to have to really look at everything, look at the contract, make sure everything is, good to go. And you have that ability to do that. You are capable of doing that.
Because otherwise you've got the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Swords.
Yeah.
And it might be a beautiful luxury model here with the 9 of Pentacles and the mama, here feeling good about it. But I'm getting something like refinance, and then things will go in a better direction. So again, it's really gonna be very important that you look at the paperwork.
Yeah, I get paperwork contracts. I didn't pull any pentacle, but I do get contract. I feel like the devil is in the details, right?
Absolutely. And I pulled the pentacles for you. I think I got Queen of Pentacles, 6.
Okay, I pulled one more card. I pulled one more card, and this is what I've got. I've got the 2 of Pentacles. So
here we go. Yeah, and it's flippy floppy.
Yep. So I think it would be look into the paperwork for both.
Make sure that you're getting the best deal.
Yeah. Definitely. So interesting.
Yeah. Don't just go with where, I like that car. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Don't just do that. I know that you might want to, because you're a Libra and you like aesthetics.
But that Queen of Swords tells me that you also have the ability to see through all that bullshit and that stuff and sit down and make the decision that's best for you. So when you go there and you start looking at all that paperwork, think, I'm a Queen of Swords.
Yes.
Queen of Swords.
And if something doesn't sound right or you don't understand it, and ask, and they still don't understand it.
Yeah.
But I think you got it. You got it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Caught my eye when I love it. I love it. The images. They're so realistic. Beautiful imagery.
Ron's saying that he thinks he ordered those. Or I'm sorry, no. Shield
Oh
maker.
God, they're beautiful. Just to look at this one here, the Eight of Pentacles, it's just so
Gorgeous.
realistic. Yeah, they're very, and you know what? The book, I don't have the book right here, but the book is phenomenal with it. I'm reading it from front to back. That's how good the book is. It's for anyone. It's not just for this tarot deck. It's a good tarot book. Um, really recommend that deck.
That's good. I'm interested, definitely. My husband will freak out. One more deck.
I
Ah!
know, right? More deck or a couple more crystals.
Yeah. It's
Never,
like
never hurts anyone. All right. Do you see me
Patty.
moving into a house?
Or what was it? Oh, she was wanting to know. I thought she had said something about a movie. Maybe she
She says
changed
take
it.
your choice. Take your
Okay.
choice. So what was the other one? Moving into a house or
Where were we? Okay.
moving. Okay, wait.
But I thought she said making a movie, but maybe she said making a move.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. Making a move. I missed it, so I didn't see it.
Okay. And then it just seemed like I hate this when the feed, but what can happen with the feed. All right.
Oh, my daughter is a Libra and she wants my car. Okay.
Is that more of Patty's question?
It was a message from Spirit, but I'd rather have that one. So the one with the house.
Who? Now, who are we? I've lost track.
I can pull a couple cards on moving into a house for Patty Palmer.
Okay, go ahead, as I'm trying to figure out what the. All right,
Right.
We'll start with there because I can't tell where the other half of that went.
Well, the first card that I pulled here was the Six of Pentacles, and that is usually a good card indicating some sort of financial something. So I don't know the first part of the question, but do you see me moving into a house? This is, that's that good reciprocation card, give and take financially. And then on top of that, we've got the Ten of Pentacles as well. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles, I love this Ten of Pentacles because this one here, it looks like a keyhole. And it's like a keyhole to opportunity. It's like opening that door and see what that door has in store for you. What's behind that door? What experiences are you going to, have? And this to me, as far as leaning towards moving into a house, that I kind of feel like that's a good feeling so far for that. However, we've also got the Seven of Cups and we've got the Four of Cups. So this can kind of sometimes indicate that I don't know if you're looking at several different houses. Okay, so maybe you're having a hard one trying to pick. And also here, this kind of tells me that you're kind of not finding. It kind of makes me almost feel like you're out looking for a house, but you have not found anything that you like yet. Okay, so there might be an issue with trying to decide, but this does tell me that you have looked at several houses and you're having a hard time. You're having a hard time making a choice. So let me pull another one here. But sometimes that Four of Cups can be a stubborn card, and that can also be a card where it's also a reminder that you might have to compromise on some of the things that you're looking for. There might be things that you're looking for in a particular house and you are not, none of the houses are meeting that expectation. Take a step back and look at your expectations. Does it have to have a bath and a half, or 2 bathrooms. Is a bath and a half okay instead of 2 bathrooms? So take a look at some of the expectations that you have, because that Four of Cups tells me that you're not liking what you're seeing. Okay, it's not meeting par with what you're wanting. And again, I've got the Hangman again, and this is again, it came out reverse. So again, the Hangman tells me that again, I feel like you've been looking for a while, is what I feel like. I feel like you've been looking for a house for a long time, and it's just you're not finding it. And so I kind of have a feeling that you may have to, you might have to step back and see what you can adjust, as far as you can hold out. You can hold out for what you really, really want, which that's okay, because you're investing a lot of money into a place that you want to live in for a very, very long time. So there's nothing wrong with holding out. And you may have to hold out until you can find what you want, but you may have to also step back and say, okay, what can I compromise on? What can I change? Is there something that I can work with? So that's what I would recommend on that one.
And I want to say thank you to Suzanne Fortier for the $50 donation. Thank you so very much. That's really appreciated. We split that on my
thank you.
on my
Thank
channel.
you.
So I'm just stuck here with
so nice.
Yeah, that's
very nice.
Even if it's $2, man, that's what you're gonna get.
Everything is appreciated. Everything is appreciated.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely. I think Athena was the next one. I'm still trying to get somebody in here to let the cat out of my room.
Okay, yeah, almost had one before the pandemic, just started looking again. That actually explains that reversed Hangman. That was kind of like a stall. Okay, so this right here is definitely the pandemic coming in and kind of stopping you with the ability to continue looking. So you're going to have to kind of pick up where you left off, which sucks, because that sucks, because there might have been something that you've seen
I'm in the middle of
before that is no longer available. So I would say I think that with that Six of Pentacles, I do feel like there is going to be something coming your way. You're going to find a house. You're going to find a house.
Oh, I got that too with Patty.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to find one. She was interrupted for a minute on not to her fault, but all right. What messages do my spirit guides or ancestors have?
Yeah, Athena. We really do need a cat door on my bedroom door. It's just really would make things so much easier.
All right.
Let's see. All right, Athena.
Athena, what messages do your spirit guides or ancestors have? Okay, I don't think it was the right house. Okay. All right. What message? Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. This is a go-getter. This is the fastest and speediest and most action-packed card in the deck. When you're asking about what your spirit guides have a message, or what their message is for you, this is go after what you want. Okay, go after what you want. Go at it full force. It's the right time. It's the right choice. It's the right decision. Again, we also have the Page of Cups. I've pulled this a couple times. Both of these, I've pulled these a couple times tonight. But this is like a new this is the beginnings of enjoyment, the beginnings of something in your life that's going to bring fulfillment, happiness, joy. And this right here, whatever it is, you might be experiencing something more. And again, I always tell people it's not necessarily, cups don't always mean love. It doesn't mean a relationship. It can be the love of something. Okay, it could be a new hobby or anything, or whatever the case may be, but it's a new feeling. It's something that's evoking feelings and emotions of joy in you. Okay, so whatever that is,
like satiation, something that you can,
whatever it is, it's a good thing, and it's coming to you in the right time. Go for it. Go for it. And again, we've got judgment. Okay. So again, there might be some things. Sometimes I look at this as a forgiveness card. There might be some things that they're telling you that you need to put behind you. Forgiveness is very difficult. Putting things, past traumas, issues with people. This is not, it's not saying forget. Okay. It doesn't forget. It's just saying that sometimes you need to clean out your closet, you need to let things go, and you need to kind of make room for new things. And you do got something new coming because you've got this Page of Cups. So whatever this is, get rid of something old, make room for this one, and go for it 110%, because now is the right time. So I actually think that's a pretty that's a pretty deep message, actually. But I love the Judgment card because it's a moving forward, releasing, letting go, forgiveness, reward. It's also, to me, it's a reward card. It's also a karma card. So if you're dealing with someone that has done something, karma's a bitch, right? We know karma, and it's always going to come back. So but I also look at that card as a forgiveness and a letting go as well. So
I agree. That was great. Silver has a question. She's a Leo, and she wants to know if there's going to be any major changes in her finances. All right, let's have a look at
I
it.
have to let everybody know I am so not used to reading cards on people with 3 or 4 cards.
She is not. She's doing fabulous.
This is way new for me. A reading for me is an hour in length with 20 cards. Okay.
She and I are a lot alike.
Yeah.
If we had our druthers, we would be like, have a cup of tea. You're going to be here a while.
You're going to be here at least an hour and a half for this one question. I've never read on someone with 3 or 4 cards, so it's very, very different. And to try to get this message to someone with 3 cards,
it's really good for us. It's really good for us to flex our tarot muscles.
Yes. All right. So, any major change in finances
for Silver?
Okay. Any major changes in finances?
Oh, got one that wants to. Okay.
Wow. I pulled 3 cards and they're all pentacles, and I do see change coming. I think that there's actually something coming your way. I've got the Page of Pentacles, or the Princess of Pentacles. So this is like a new opportunity. This is to me, this is definitely something new coming, or a new source of money, or source of income, or source of wealth. But I do think that, with this one here, the 6 of Pentacles, that's a give and take. That's an exchange. I feel like, based on your question, it's hard to know whether, is a change in your finances something that you want, because I do feel like there is a change coming with this one, and it's a change where finances are coming to you. Okay, so whether this can sometimes be, someone loaning you money, giving you money, Sometimes people will say a windfall. I don't like to say a windfall because I think it's unrealistic and many people won't experience a windfall of money. But I do feel like there is a change in your finance, and it is change in the fact that you're going to have more finances. The final one I pulled was the 10 of Pentacles. So this one here tells me, don't worry about your finances. You've got 3 cards here. They're all good. I do feel like there is, with that page, there's an opportunity coming your way if it hasn't come already, but there is an opportunity, I think, coming your way that is going to bring about a way to earn more money or to receive more money. And I think their finances are going to actually improve.
I agree. I also have the 10 of Pentacles and the Star.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I get the High Priestess and the 9 of Cups. So, follow your intuition, follow your heart, your passion, and your instinct.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it will really pay off. And you'll be very satisfied.
She got good cards. Good cards.
Yeah. And you picked up on the, so like,
yeah,
you got a good reading.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So you're going to get some money.
Yeah. I have lots of windfalls. Man, I need your luck.
Me too.
Shield Maidens, Witches, Tarot. I need your luck. If it's worth for the time being. I feel like quitting, by my intuition is see, so that tells me that you kind of know what you need to do and when and that's good, because you'll know when it's time to actually put it behind you as well.
Okay? Yes.
And that time is coming.
It is. Oh, I like this one. Thank you for asking, Larissa. Any thoughts about? I only caught the news. I was a bit kind of lazy waking up this morning. I haven't heard of it. There was kind of a collapse in a building in Miami
today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's about. I just saw the headline. So
switch decks here real quick.
I feel you. I feel you. The certain decks just, it's like, nope, not the right one.
Yeah. Just feel like switching it up here.
So I'm just gonna look and see. Miami building collapse in Florida. What caused it? Yeah. What do you want to show us?
Building collapse.
Miami building. Oh, dear me.
You look like you got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sis.
Okay.
Break the news.
Well, we've got the 10 of Swords. Okay, so this is an ending of sorts, right? I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know anything about this Miami condo collapse, but this tells me that, again, we've got 10, so we've got several. So we've got several people affected by this, right? We know that there's a lot of people that probably lost their home. Again, I don't know anything about this, so I don't know the severity of it, but I'm imagining based off of this that it's pretty bad. Okay, so again, we've got endings. We've got the World card. So this does, again, when I put the World card, this in and of itself is not a bad card per se, but when you put it right next to the 10 of Swords, it changes a little bit. And it kind of makes me feel like this was the end of a lot of people's world, their life. And then we've also got this card here, which is the 7 of Swords. So I don't know exactly what caused it, but this kind of makes me feel like there could be something, I don't want to say sinister. I mean, obviously I read on true crime, but this kind of makes me feel like there's something.
I'm getting code. I just got the word code.
Yeah, there's
not to code.
Okay. So there's definitely something here that I think um it wasn't just I don't think a natural thing that took place there, or if it
Yeah.
is, it's due to some lack of
Neglect.
something, right? So this right here does tell me that there's going to have to be some look into what caused it, obviously, but this is not a good one. And then I have the Three of Cups, but I have it in reverse. So again, this is a good card. It's a celebration. It's sometimes abundance, but we're talking about it in reverse. And so that's why I kind of, when I pulled these cards, I'm like, oh my God, it's not a good draw by any means. I feel like I do feel like I need to pull a couple more.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'll just man the questions.
Yeah, I've got tens. I'm getting tens. I got 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. These are all endings, folks. 1 through 10 in tarot is a cycle. All right, it's a
Yes.
cycle, and when you're at 9, 8, 9, and 10,
And
you're
I
getting
got
ready.
nines. I
Yeah,
got
you're
two nines in
right,
my
right.
reading,
You're
so
getting
I'm with
ready to
you.
end. It's endings. It's endings. The only thing I can say about it is that I also pulled the Page of Wands, and so with any ending comes a new beginning. Okay, and so it is going to it could actually bring I don't know what that Page of Wands is. To me, that is let me pull one more.
She'll been saying it was a prefab building.
Okay, so I also have the strength card. Okay, so and then I've got, so there is some sort of like underlying hope. Okay, so there are going to be people that are going to be able to. I'm sure that there's people. I don't know anything about this. Did anyone survive? Because I'm sure that there's people that have survived, and they are going to have to gather the strength to continue on and rebuild and find a new home. There's family members, loved ones that I'm sure that are lost. Okay, this is a time I think that these people are going to need all the strength and resolve that they can possibly gather at this time to move forward. But this is not. Something's up with this.
Yeah.
Something's up with this. That incident. Now I'm curious. So when I get off here, I'm going to have to look into it and read up on it because I'm curious what's going on.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of figures because it was in Florida. Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah,
Something fishy.
she says there were survivors, but 99 are yet unaccounted for.
Oh, didn't you say you had 2 nines? So
Yeah, I did have two nines. Oh,
yeah.
Scheiße.
So we've got endings. So definitely. But there are some survivors. So do they have all the survivors? Is it something like they're looking for people in rubble or
Sounds like it.
anything like that? But compensation for the ones still living. Yeah.
Yeah, I get two with the Nine of Wands. Maybe there's something to do about the supports, in the structural
Mm,
support area.
okay. Okay.
That's just kind of hitting me that there could definitely have been a problem. And
Yeah.
and I think it wasn't up to code.
Yeah, and I think that with that Seven of Swords coming out, it tells me that it had the potential to be prevented.
Yeah.
Especially if it is a code. There's, to me, I am ingrained with that Seven of Swords to think that it's someone sneaky, trying to be tricky, trying to get away with something. So was
Yeah.
this, I don't want to pay for upgrades. I don't want
That's
to
what I'm talking about.
lose money. Yeah. So absolutely that could be playing a role here.
They think they're curb cutting.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to end up costing them a whole lot more in the end.
Oh yeah. I don't know if there was a party going on or what. And well, there's a Two of Cups and a Knight of Wands. And for a moment, I felt like there was.
Two of Cups and a Knight of
But
Wands.
that's not. For a moment, it made me feel almost like it was some kind of party. And then I lost the feeling of that.
Hmm.
Seven of Wands and King of Swords.
So,
Yeah. I see.
So we've got a couple sevens coming up. You have the Seven of Wands. I have the Seven of Swords.
Yeah. I get that these are people trying, I think, to make it through, that this is very trying for them, especially the King of Swords right next to the Seven of Wands. This is somebody that I think will survive.
Oh my God, there was only one survivor?
Oh my God, then maybe he's the King of Swords, I wonder, here with the Seven
Maybe.
of Wands.
A lot of people leave there because of hurricane season, right? Sorry, not one survivor, one dead. Okay, one dead.
Oh,
I heard there was one survivor. Okay, so yeah, I think that that's good that there's only one dead. I mean, obviously that is still a horrible loss and shouldn't have happened, but um, this was devastating. I think because of those nines and all those ending cards, this is devastating. This is really affecting a lot of people's lives, their home. You know, so they're going to need to draw on that strength card.
yeah.
But obviously a lot more bless. Yeah, bless them. Yeah, send out some good vibrations to those people. God, it seems like there's something every day.
It is. You know, you daren't, look away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
Mm-hmm.
did you want to go ahead, and we could hold questions here? Did you want to look at that um, case that we were looking?
Yeah, absolutely,
We,
absolutely.
we,
Ashley Hensley.
yes, there's a case we're going to put your questions on pause, and we might just at this point at a minute, hour and 35, just leave the last half hour on this
Yeah.
case.
Yep,
All
that is
right.
absolutely great.
So we're done taking questions, and now we're going to both look at the Ashley Hensley case.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if you're not familiar with it, Google it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I might have to steal that for my own tarot readings. If you guys are not familiar with this case, Google it.
There's this thing called Google. That's amazing.
Saved me like a 10-minute on intro.
Oh, yes.
All right, Ashley Hensley.
Okay. So I just have to make sure I get all my settings correct. All right. Ashley Hensley. And where was it that she was found? Because now they were both found.
So when I read it up last night, there's not a whole lot of information. I think there's like about 3 articles, news articles, and you sent me one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so from what I gather, Ashley Hensley is a former Republican legislator in Mississippi. She was 40 years old. She was married. She had a 15-year-old son, I believe. But her and her husband were struggling to deal with her sister-in-law's death. So her husband's sister was, they suspect, murdered back in December, I think on Christmas. She lived in a trailer not far from where they live. And this trailer was, they're suspecting that this trailer could have been set ablaze intentionally. And ultimately the sister died in this fire. And so it sounds like Ashley and her husband were on a mission to try to figure out what happened, what caused this fire. Was it set intentional? I believe that they believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so they weren't really happy with the local sheriff department as far as how they were dealing with the death of the sister-in-law. They didn't really feel like they were looking into it seriously, trying, and so they were kind of on a mission themselves. And so this had been going on. There was some strife between them and the sheriff's department, I believe. So fast forward up to last Sunday, she was at her sister-in-law's house, the one that was set afire, taking care of the lawn, doing lawn maintenance. So she was, mowing the grass or whatever the case may be. And I believe she was shot from behind in the back of her head.
Wow.
There's some speculation, because she was carrying herself. She was a legal carrier, but that her gun was still in her holster. The safety
And
was on.
the safety was on.
Right. Yeah. So, there's a couple of things. Either, some people are suggesting that she knew this person. Some people have suggested that it could be a long range rifle, that somebody was, in the woods across the street, that she just would
sniping.
Right. A sniper type incident. So, some of the questions that I have myself, just out of curiosity, is this the same perpetrator?
Right. Is there a tie?
Yes. Are these two, because now she's dead, unfortunately. So is this because her and her husband were getting too close to something? Were they getting ready to find out something that, would cause issues in the town or politically or whatever the case may be? So very interesting case. Once you got me onto that, I was like obsessed. I'm like, oh, this is like really crazy. This is like a movie.
I know. When I read that, it's just like, what? And I just went, oh.
Yeah. It was really, and it's a nice one to read on, but it's a horrible story.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar either, Patty. I didn't hear about this case until, I looked into it last night. So,
we'll have to see.
Yeah, the trailers are gone in about 3 minutes. Watch one burn so quick. Yeah, and I guess the husband, of this Ashley lady, which is the sister of the first woman who died in the trailer, apparently he is making claims. And again, I don't want to make those claims sound that they're fact, because I don't think anything has been really verified or anything, but he is making claims that there was accelerant found in the bedroom, which is where his sister was. And so that tells me that someone knew she was probably in the bedroom,
looking to cover up evidence.
Right. So, but there is an arrest. There is an arrest in that case. There's been an arrest. A neighbor, this just came out. It just came out. I just seen this today. There's an arrest. So neighbor has been arrested in connection to the arson, but not any of the crime, not the murders, nothing like that. Just the arson from the sister's case back in December. So there is a neighbor who has been arrested. So, but the thing about this case is that there's no information. Nobody is saying anything. The police aren't coming out. No one's saying anything. The only information we have to go by is what the husband is now coming out and saying, and the Facebook posts of Ashley and her husband over this period of time. So we don't know if this guy is being looked at as, anything more than starting the fight. I don't know. So, but there is an arrest. So I just thought I'd mention that one. Yeah, pull some on this one. This is very interesting. Ashley Hensley.
Okay. We'll definitely have to pull more than 4 cards on her.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
Now, some people, too, I want to mention, it sounds like some people suspect the husband, because the husband isn't acting like what you would expect a person who just lost his wife and sister. He seems cold, but then again, who knows?
Could it be shock?
He could be shocked. He could be in simple shock at this point.
Or he could be a cold-hearted narcissist.
Well, and you know what, though? And I thought I'd mention that because I did end up pulling, I did pull the Lovers and the Two of Cups. So we've got a relationship of sorts coming out.
And I've got the Two of Cups.
Yeah.
I have Judgment.
Okay.
I also have the Four of Swords.
I have the Nine of Swords.
Ooh.
And I also have the 10 of Wands. So that tells me I feel like she was on the verge of something. She was on the cusp of something. I've got money. I've got Pentacles coming up. So I feel like there could have been money involved. There's something going on with money.
I have 3 of Pentacles.
Okay, I have the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. So when I'm looking at that 6 of Pentacles, it makes
I've
me
got
feel
them
like
too.
someone offered her money.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like someone offered her money to stop looking. I think that with this 10 of Wands, she was close to something. This to me tells me she was right on that edge of finding out something, and she was determined. This
Yeah.
is also her determination. Um, and I think that maybe it's a possibility once she got close to it, they offered her money, enough money to be content with, possibly.
Hmm.
And she said no. She said, no, I'm not going to take it. I've got the Queen of Cups here. I do feel like that is her. I feel like she was on the verge of something, to be honest with you. She was working.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was definitely working hard. This was a team effort. Again, I pulled the Lovers and the Two of Cups, so we do have a relationship. So is the
I've got the
relationship?
Lovers as well.
Yeah. So is the relationship coming out because he's a part of it, or because he was working with her at that? It could be either one at this point, I think. But I do feel like, or is this who she was up against? Was she up against more than one person?
I get that she was, because when I read vertically,
Mm-hmm.
I get the 2 of Cups, and then I get the 3 of Pentacles. So that's my key card of more than one person at work.
Yeah, I do. I think she was. I
And in
definitely think
connection.
she was. Yeah, she was definitely dealing with more than one person. And again, I feel like with the Knight, I got a Knight of Pentacles too. I just overlooked that one. So that tells me that, to me, this would represent the person who was sent out to her to do the bidding. So is she up against someone or some entity or some higher up, and this is the person that comes out and says, look, you either shut up or whatever, and this is what we're offering you, and take it or leave it. So I think that this represents that person,
Mhm.
whoever that is. But we've also got the King of Wands. This is the person I feel like she's up against. This is who we're dealing with, whoever she was dealing with. This is a fierce person. This is this isn't someone to mess with. You can't get to that guy is protected, right? He's protected by his lion, he's protected by his fire. I mean, this is a guy
Yeah.
that's untouchable, is what I'm looking at. He's untouchable. So whoever this is, I feel like and that Knight, to me, this Knight,
Mhm.
here works for this one.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
one works for this one.
And I get the Magician. So I feel like there is a key figure that is orchestrating this,
Yeah.
telling people what they should do, and has, maybe 1 to 2 other people that are helping them out
Mhm.
with regard to what happened initially at that
Right.
place.
Right.
Pretty cool.
I've got the Strength card, so this to me represents Ashley. I think that she was really kind of, I think she was really devastated by what was going on, because I've also got the Nine of Swords. So this was a woman, I think, who was really devastated at the loss of her sister-in-law. It was bothering her, and I think she was determined to find out what happened. She was determined. She was, I believe, determined to find out the truth of what happened. But she was up against people that she didn't realize how serious it was. And I think with that Fool, that to me is almost another card saying that she did not realize the consequences. I don't
Yeah.
think that she realized the consequences.
No, I don't think she did either.
She thought they were a shapeshifter. I feel like they were trying to scare the husband. Yeah, Patty, I agree. I feel like they could be. I don't get. Let me just ask a yes or no on the husband, because I'm
Yeah. Because Lovers, 2 of Cups.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the Emperor. I didn't.
Right. That's what. Yeah. Is the husband involved? Is the husband involved? Yes or no? I don't think that the husband is. I don't think he's involved. I got the Two of Swords.
Yeah, no, that's.
that to me almost feels like his hands are tied behind his back. He doesn't know what the hell to do. I feel like he is in a really bad position right now, and doesn't really. I don't know. I don't get that he's really involved. I really don't.
No, in fact, it shows a lack of involvement.
Yeah,
Of really like he might be even somebody that's really super detached.
yeah, right. Not wanting to deal with any of it. Not wanting to deal with any of it.
Mm-mm.
And Patty, that kind of goes with what you were saying. I feel like they're trying to scare the husband away. There may be some of that going on, and he's just kind of trying to look the other way and not trying to deal with it. That's a card that you just don't want to. You don't want to deal with anything. You don't want to.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, Sheila, I love these crime mysteries too. Okay.
That's why I thought we would end it out on this, and we'll end it out at 2 hours.
Okay,
And-
yeah, that's fine.
And then
That's perfect because I'm gonna have to use the bathroom.
yeah, me too. Because nature will be calling.
Yes, shield maidens. I am in control and I'm a queen. You got that right. Damn it. I'm a queen.
Let's see here.
Okay, I think she came across some new evidence. I think that she came across something. We've got the Ace of Wands. To me, this indicates that it's possible that she found the piece to the puzzle that she was looking for. Or she had something new up her sleeve. Okay. This is something new. This is wands is fire. That's passion. This to me could indicate that again, she was right on the cusp of putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And we've got the Nine of Wands again. This was a struggle. This was not easy for her. Okay. She was up against strife on every turn. Okay. She just was not getting any help from anyone. This tells me that she really had a ton of obstacles to go through. They really made her life, I think, a living hell. And she overcame it all. She was strong. She was continuing to go on. So that does kind of tell me of her personality.
Yes.
Then we've got the Empress as well. So, that to me, it doesn't always mean, I feel like this is her as well. It represents her. She was a mother. So I think that that's covering those aspects. But this is also a card of creation. And I think she was creating a lot of stress for a lot of people. And I think she was a threat. I really do. I do think I'm looking at this as a little bit differently. And I think that she was a threat to someone.
Oh, wow. This is wild. I just got 2 3s and 2 6s for her.
3 of and 2 6s.
Okay. Yeah. 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups. Wow. All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think all those 3 just kind of show her, her resolve to
she wanted to go further.
She wanted to go further. Right. And she was determined, and that scared someone.
Yeah, because when I get the 3 of Cups, I'm thinking of her sister-in-law, her husband,
right,
and her.
Right. I think those are the 3 people that I think are we're looking at here.
And I'm getting with this. I'm getting with the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Cups that it goes back to the past.
Oh my God!
Somebody had to win.
I got 6 of Cups too.
This is somebody that wants to be recognized.
Right.
Somebody wanted to be recognized, and they have a past connection.
Yeah, I always call that a pass from the blast.
Yeah, I love it.
Pass from the blast, or the blast from the past, rather. Yeah, something. You know what though?
And then I get a King of Cups and an Eight of Swords.
King of Cups.
I'm feeling like this is the man that's behind it.
You know what? I'm going to do something different, and I want to read a couple cards on her sister.
Yes.
Because I think that whatever is going on here is actually more possibly related to the sister than her.
Yes.
So Ashley's sister, I don't know her name, but Ashley's sister. What do we got for Ashley's sister? What's going on with Ashley's sister? What was the cause of death? What's going on here? What's going on here?
And definitely right. Unfinished business is
Right. All right, so what do we got here? Ashley's sister. Yeah, so the few cards that I'm pulling on the sister are the Five of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Cups. So the sister was obviously struggling with something. There was some sort of issue in her life, and that Eight of Wands tells me that she kind of felt stuck in a situation. She was obviously trapped in a situation. We've got fire, which is interesting because the trailer that she was in, caught fire. Okay, and so interesting that we do have fire, and I do think that this also is indicating that fire, to me, with this coming up, tells me that fire was probably intentional.
Yes.
Just that the fire is coming out. It's intentional, and it's the result of whatever this Five of Wands was in her life, whatever that was, whatever disagreement, competition, whatever arguments, problems, whatever it was. I think that the house fire was the result of that, which tells me that it is probably intentional.
I agree, because now I got two eights. The Queen, I got the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups.
Okay.
So that is definitely somebody,
Cups.
Abandonment, leaving.
Right. And it makes me feel like, could she be
wanted them to leave? Maybe wanting them to leave?
I'm thinking maybe she was the one leaving. Could this be a relationship? Could she have walked away? Could she have, maybe that's why we're getting love cards. Was she in a bad relationship and she wanted out? But because of this Eight of Swords, for whatever reason, could not escape whatever it was.
No.
Interesting how the pieces of the puzzle come out.
Yeah.
I kind of like.
I also got the Queen of Cups for her and the Four of Swords. So it's.
And I'm looking at that Empress now. When I'm looking back, I think that her sister had children. I think I remember reading that in one of the articles. The sister did have children, so that would also.
Oh, I do. Yes, I get the Page of Cups and the Hierophant. So that makes me feel like marriage, children.
Yeah. I wonder if we're dealing
lovers.
I'm wondering if we're dealing with a scorned lover.
I think we are.
And to the sister. But why the cover up? Why would the police not?
Yeah. Why it be so shushed?
Yeah. Okay. Let me pull a couple more cards here. Oh, I just pulled the Hierophant.
I got the Hierophant as well.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
And I've got the Emperor.
There's the husband. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
The husband-father card.
So,
or authority.
Yeah, I think that this was definitely a person that she probably didn't feel comfortable messing with. This is somebody that is not always the friendliest. I look at that Emperor as sometimes being an asshole. Forgive my language.
No, yes, no. The ill-dignified Emperor is the la grande pendejo.
Yeah.
La grande pendejo. I'm probably not saying that exactly right.
I'm not even gonna try. So. I also have the Eight of Cups, so I also have leaving behind, abandonment.
Yep.
And
Ditto.
then we've got the Five of Pentacles, so we've got some sort of
Out in the cold.
Yep, we've got some sort of financial, financial struggles or something. It could be one of those situations where
I think there was a loan of some kind here with this index.
Yeah. I definitely think that, because I pulled that in the first deck or in the first pull on Ashley, and I thought maybe someone offered her money to shut up or whatever. But and then I've got the Four of Pentacles. So, we've got someone who doesn't want to let go.
Definitely
someone who doesn't want to let go of, but that's material. So that's material. It almost makes me feel like we're dealing with possibly a woman who felt trapped in a relationship that was not a healthy relationship, but financially could not be on her own.
That would make the most sense from what I've seen.
Yeah, maybe was financially relying upon this person, maybe.
Yeah, Page of Wands, Nine of Cups with the Lovers and the Hierophant. I think so.
I've also got Temperance.
There was a need for balance then.
Yeah. But again, I'm not getting quite why the secrecy. If it were something that cut and dry. Let me see. Unfinished business. All friends here. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Silver. I know, I'm having so much fun. She said,
I am too.
We're terrific together. Please collaborate again. Yeah, this was awesome.
Oh, we definitely will. We definitely will.
Absolutely. Now that I know that I can use the computer, it won't be as hectic in the beginning. So
yeah, and each time you do it,
yeah,
you still make some mistakes, but it's like, yeah, if you get
right. Like who said we're all friends and family here, right? We're all friends.
Yeah, that's Sheila.
Yeah,
She's wonderful. Sheila Inquisitive Tarot. She's great.
All right.
This is a new deck, so it's a little stiff.
Oh, gotta break them in.
I do. Because the other one I absolutely used to the point that it was like.
Is that still the what's that deck called?
Light Seers.
Okay,
deck.
still the light. Okay, yeah. I have a Light Seers here. Okay, so I'm pulling the Six of Wands. So this is my ego card. This is someone with a big ego, and it doesn't always have to be that way. A lot of people look at this as the hero, accomplishments. I think those are the good aspects of this card, but it can also be a little bit of an ego. And so I'm kind of looking at this as the man.
I totally agree with you.
The person that we're talking about here has a big ego.
A stinking big ego.
Yeah, doesn't like to. I think that she wanted possibly to get out of a situation, and he was not having it. He wasn't going to have anybody. No one leaves him.
Exactly. It would be that. It would be precisely that kind of attitude. This is a man, arrogant. That's the word I was looking for.
And I'm wondering if. Let me ask a question, because I want to know if this person is related to anyone in the sheriff's office. Is there a relation to someone, a connection to someone? Because I cannot understand why they would be kept secret.
Yeah, I got that Four of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, trying to slow it down or something.
All right. So for that question, I've got the Eight of Wands. So there's a connection. To me, there's a connection between this person and possibly the sheriff's department. This is usually communication, right? We all know communication, fast communication. Sometimes I look at this as travel as well, but this is definitely a connection. I feel this is definitely confirming a possible connection with this person and possibly the authorities.
Yeah.
And it could be just a matter of, this is my brother, and I'm not going to turn him over. I'm not going to do it. So we're going to just push it under the carpet. And it could be like that. And Was she getting close to that? Did she discover something? Because I too got the Fool. This was not something she was expecting.
Mm-mm.
She did not realize
What she knew or
right,
how big
right.
the deal it was.
Yeah, yeah. So this is
And I feel like the people that definitely that there's a couple more people in that he involved in this.
yeah, I do too. And I want
Just
to
for the real.
let me just ask yes or no. What is that one? The Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Pentacles.
Okay. Okay.
So I feel like these are the folks
Yeah.
who made it happen, set it into
Right,
action.
right. I want to ask if it's the same person. Same person that killed the sister as Ashley. I'm going to absolutely say yeah because I pulled the Hermit. This is one person. This is one person.
Yep, solitary.
This is one single person I feel that is behind all of this, and he is doing his damnedest to hide his identity. He does not want to be discovered. I mean, you sometimes have to look at these cards as something completely different. It's not what you would normally get with the Hermit, but with this one, I feel like we are dealing with one individual.
Solo.
Yep, solo, and he is trying his damnedest to stay hidden. He does not want to be identified, which is why he's in this cloak and he's got his head covered up. But I do feel like we are dealing with the same person, and I think their luck is going to run out because I too just pulled with this last draw. I pulled the Wheel of Fortune. And so I do feel like this is a good sign, actually. I do feel like there is going to be some movement in the case, whether it be because I think it's going to be because it's the attention.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do something, and it is going to force some movement. And I think that there is possibly, hopefully, going to be some justice in this case. But I think we're looking for one person. But I do think that there's other people involved with
Yeah.
cover up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think it will be very interesting because I'm picking up with the Hierophant, I'm getting the
Yeah.
Seven of Cups. So there's that little, like, I've done something a little sneaky.
Yeah. So very interesting. I'm going to have to keep up on that case.
I know.
You've got that case on me now. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I wish I could go on and on.
Oh my God. Yeah. Could you imagine just like hanging out and just like doing cards all night long?
Oh, yeah. Nasty women.
Yeah, I know.
They do. They are fantastic. We'll do that. We'll do that sometime when we can.
Yes, absolutely.
That would be fun. And thank you.
Thank
you so much. So if you have not subscribed to this lovely lady, you better get on over there. I've made several posts, and we'll all get together and read Scott Allen. He also does these kinds of cases. So
Okay. Yeah. I'm actually enjoying because I'm seeing here in the chat that there's a lot of people that are tarot readers themselves. And so it's nice to be able to be in the community and get to know one another and do these things. I hope to do this on my channel as well in the future. But it's
let's get her to
get me to 1,000, guys, please.
We got to get her to 1,000. So spread the word. Spread the word.
And I don't thank you guys. I so thank you for having me on.
I'm just hoping that, YouTube's been funny. It's been rolling back my subscription numbers, but I hope that it will bump yours, forward.
I really appreciate it.
We'll just keep doing it because we have fun anyways.
Yeah, it was fun. It was great. And I was telling her in the very beginning that when she first approached me, I didn't want anything to do with it because it was so out of my comfort zone, and I was like kind of scared. I
just waited. I knew.
Right. I did. Right. And she did not give up. She persevered. She She kept sending me messages and getting back to me. And she's like, come on, let's do it. And I finally said, you know what? Let me just do it. I'm going to have to get over my fear and do it. And I did it, and I feel accomplished, and it was great. I had an awesome time. So I appreciate
you rock.
And your viewers here, your subscribers, they are awesome. You guys are the sweetest, wonderful, best people. I mean, I'm reading these comments and it's just like, wow, nice. Thank you, Sheila. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
They are awesome. So, I know our viewers would get along. So
Oh yeah,
merge.
absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. And I am actually going to be putting your link in my description box
Thank you.
Saturday.
Really? Because I need
Yeah.
help too.
Yeah, Saturday. I will definitely actually send people over to you as well, and so hopefully we can just become a big little family.
Family.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I love you guys and I love you. And
I love you.
mwah, I'm serious. I've
Yeah, I
never
had fun.
had, I have never had a girlfriend that was also doing this.
Right, right, right.
So
And look, wasn't it amazing how our cards coincided with one another?
it was seamlessly weird.
Like whatever I was
Cool.
missing, you pulled, and whatever you were missing, I pulled. It was
I
just
was,
amazing.
I just, yes, and great chemistry. And I
Yes,
enjoyed
yes,
it.
yes. So I did too. So I thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my thrill. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
I'm going to close this all out with a bit of Reiki.
All right.
So just accept. That's all you got to do, folks. Accept the healing because we all need it.
Mhm.
We all need it. And I'm closing out with that. And you know what? Next, I'll be on tomorrow night with Debbie at Freebird Tarot about 7:30. I think it is my time. Eastern time might be whatever. Anyway, 3 hours.
Yeah,
Or it might be
10:30.
no,
Might be 10:30 my time.
no, that would be right. So it's probably more 4:30 my time and 7:30 your time.
7:30 my time. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
So I've got the flyers up for that, and we'll be in touch. You'll be seeing me like bombing your bombing your site, and
Awesome.
such a
Thank
great
you.
night. All right, thanks
All right,
all.
thank you so much. Thank
Mwah.
you guys. Bye.
Bye.